Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we have a Halloween special and just for this I made my voice extra Halloweeny. So we're going to be reading a Halloween story today. But unlike the sour grape read aloud, this is probably a story that you haven't heard yet because I wrote it myself. It's called The Curse of the Wretched Girl by Neha. So let's begin. The Curse of the Wretched Girl by Neha. A little 5-year-old girl was lost on a street called Mincemeat Road. No, I don't know why it was called that. She headed aimlessly while the cold rain poured down on her, yet she wasn't affected by it. She didn't even look wet. Her gray eyes glistened. She walked up the empty street and turned a corner. She stopped, closed her eyes, opened them again, and started walking. Except this time, her eyes was blue. Her dress was colorfully decorated instead of black and spots on a white dress. Her skin was tan, not black. Her hair had changed from black to brown. And she stood in the rain. She looked cold, shivering. She ran into a building called police. "Oh!" the lady at the front desk exclaimed. "I'm sorry, sweetie. I didn't notice you there. Are you lost?" "I escaping from orphanage," the little girl said in a kiddish manner. "Okay," the lady said with a minimum amount of certainty. "Let me just call the chief." The woman dialed a number on her phone. Excuse me, sir? We have a situation," she said, her voice shaking. "Calling all officers to the main room!" Mr. Reynolds, the head officer's voice, boomed through the speakers. Everyone filed into the room. Gasps and shocked faces filled the room. Mr. Reynolds looked out into the crowd. Tired faces, messy blue uniforms, and battered up black shoes were on each and every officer. The reason all the officers were so surprised, though, was because inside the white brick and shiny brown floored room was a little girl. Never had there ever been a child in the police department. Everyone stared. Everyone started murmuring and whispering. "Silence!" called Mr. Reynolds. "This girl has run away from the orphanage in search of a home. She came here to take shelter from the storm. I strongly believe, though, that we can all provide her a home. We will each take her home for 1 week, and whoever fits with her the most will take her to their home forever. I will start tomorrow. Am I clear?" Mr. Reynolds orders. "Yes, Mr. Reynolds," the room echoes. The next day, Leo Reynolds, the police officer, took the little girl home. As they were driving, the girl was sitting in the back seat and was clasping the leather seats. Leo saw how tense she was. "Do you know your name?" he asked her. "I have to do this. I have to," she murmured. "Okay," Leo replied. He didn't even know if she was talking to him. "Do you want me to give you a name?" he asked. "Huh?" She jumped. "Oh, Tangleswar," the girl whispered. "Okay then, let's call you Maya. Do you like that?" Leo pondered. Sure, thank you much," she said, startled. She whispered, but Leo didn't hear. The little girl was in tears. Water pooled in her eyes. Just then, crash! The car went gliding into a tree. Ambulances showed up 5 minutes after the crash. "Are you okay?" screamed the doctor. Maya was sitting up in the car, not harmed. Leo had passed out. They brought him to the hospital for a checkup. Once Leo got up, he was relieved that Maya was completely fine and healthy. The week had gone very wacky, though. Every time Maya would say, "I have to do this, I have to," something would go terribly wrong. Monday was the car crash. Tuesday, Leo's daughter, Maria, fell down the stairs and broke her leg. Ouch. Wednesday, Maria's mom, Linda, lost her job. Thursday, Linda's parents' house got blown away by a tornado. Friday, animals escaped from the zoo and destroyed nothing but Leo's car. Next week, Leo practically hauled Maya into his colleague Vanessa's hands. Whoa, chill! Why are you in such a hurry to get rid of her?" She was so startled. "This girl is a bad luck charm. You'll see," Leo blurted. "Excuse me? You can't blame this angel for your misfortune," Vanessa chirped. "You're lucky she didn't get hurt because of you," Vanessa snapped. "Oh, you'll see. I know you will," was his only reply. Vanessa stared at the captain, tall, tan, and blonde. She rolled her eyes, spun on her pink heel, and walked away with Maya. The following week, Vanessa returned, close to tears. She whispered to the captain, "You were right. My cat was perfectly healthy until yesterday. Lola, my cat, died after Maya said something like, 'I have to do this. I have to.' That was only one of the horrible things that happened this week." "I'm sorry to hear that. I'm also sorry for your loss." The captain removed his chief hat and held it to his chest as he said this. Vanessa turned to Toby. "You can have her now," cried Vanessa. Toby nodded and walked away. Week after week after week, anyone who had Maya would come back in tears. The captain held another meeting after the last person took her home. "I think we all know this girl is bad news. They're coming to pick her up today. But apparently, the orphanage people had never even heard of her when I called them," he announced. Sighs and people saying, "Good riddance," filled the room. Around 5 hours later, the orphanage's organized taxi was at the police station and Maya was on her way to Brooklyn, New York. Once Leo got word the girl was at least 800 miles away, he headed home. But something still bothered him. When the girl was getting into the car, she huffed underneath her breath and said, "You'll regret this." "I know you will." He decided it was nothing and went on his way. Once Leo got home, he went up to clean the guest bedroom where Maya had stayed. Linda and Maria followed him up the rickety wooden stairs. He reached for the door and pushed it open. Horrified, the family stood there with their jaws hanging open. Inside the room was Maya. She was sitting on the windowsill, her head cocked, a big smile, and her eyes wide. In her hand was a big, bloody knife. "Told you you'd regret it," she said in a demonic voice, and then cackled. But, you, huh? What?" Maria shrieked. Maya got up and began walking towards them. The family sprinted down the stairs to the door and out the house, never to step foot in the radius of 8 miles around the house again. Legend has it that today, Maya still roams in the empty halls. The neighbors say they hear shrieks every now and then. The Thank you, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope this inspires you to write your very own spooky stories. I'm sure looking forward to reading some more. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!